This video provides an overview of the Confluence integration using the Syndeia web dashboard for Syndeia Release 3.4. We recommend watching the video 1.9, Introduction to the Syndeia web dashboard, first, which illustrates how to log into the web dashboard and its principal features. In this video, we begin on the Repositories page, where we identify the Confluence category and expand it to show the specific repositories in this category. If there are no existing repositories, we can add one by selecting Confluence and clicking the plus-shaped Add Repositories icon. In our case, we are already linked to an existing repository named Confluence at Intercax. If we need to add or update our access credentials for this, we select it and click the gear-shaped Update Repositories icon. If our credentials are good, Confluence at Intercax appears in the Tree View column and can be expanded to show spaces and pages. Notice the differing icons. For more information on the Confluence data model and how it relates to the Syndeia graph, review the background section of the Confluence Hands-On Tutorial 21.1. We can launch any of the Confluence pages in our default browser directly from the Tree View by right-clicking and selecting More Details. We can also learn more about the objects in the Tree View using the icons on the right. Details shows us the properties of the Confluence element, including its name, type, URL, and others. These can be displayed in the default order shown or alphabetically using the icons at the top. Click the Details icon again to close this panel. The Search icon allows us to search the repository by space or page. If we choose Page and Simple, we can select a space to search and a word from the page name, for example, Installation. From the search results on the right, we can right-click an object and access the same functions available in the Tree View to the left. Experienced Confluence users can query the repository by selecting Advanced, using the Confluence query language. Review Confluence documentation to learn more. The Relations icon lets us see what the selected element is connected to. The Syndeia web dashboard shows both inter-model connections, the links from the Confluence element to a model element in another domain. These are the links which Syndeia creates and manages, and intra-model connections between Confluence pages. These are created and managed within Confluence, but the Syndeia web dashboard can extract and display them when the Relations icon is clicked. In this case, there are many subpages contained by the selected element, and we can launch them by clicking on a target name. There are also two existing intermodal connections, one to an Eris product and one to a Jira task. We can add a third from the web dashboard using the Add icon, which opens a new window. To add a new reference relationship to the Syndeia database, we select a Syndeia project, watch video 1.5 on projects if needed, select a target repository, Doors NG in this case, and expand the contents of that repository to check the box beside the element we want to connect to. Before creating the connection, we have the option of setting the direction of the relation, all Syndeia connections having a defined directionality. When we click Create Reference Relationship and refresh the relations display, the new intermodal relation appears. In Syndeia Release 3.4, this feature works only for reference intermodal connections. Intramodal connections and model transform intermodal connections are not possible for the Confluence integration, but may be available in future releases. The Syndeia web dashboard provides an alternate view of the network of connections involving Confluence elements called the Digital Thread Explorer. If we right-click on a Confluence page and choose Graph View, the window shifts to show a single node. If we click on it, info about it appears in the upper left. Its color corresponds to the color key on the right. View Video 1.10, Setting Graph Display Preferences, for info about graph colors and layouts. If we right-click and choose Expand, we see all the connections to it, both the intra-model connections to other Confluence elements and the inter-model connections. In this case, an Eris product, a Jira issue, and the doors requirement we just connected. As in the tree view, we can open the connected element directly from the diagram in our browser if its repository is accessible through Syndeia Cloud. We can also expand the new nodes to interactively follow a chain of connections. There are a few features of the Confluence integration, such as compare operations across reference connections, that are only accessible from the Syndeia client dashboard. Check out the other Confluence tutorials and demonstrations under Syndeia plugin headings.